Is there anybody here for the first time that's never been here before that would like to unmute and say hello? Let us know you're here. Cora, I see you raising your hand.
Yes, my first time.
Hi, Cora.
Hi, Lulu.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Where are you dialing in from?
Kentucky.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh.
I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm excited. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, good. Is there anybody else that's new here, that's never been here before, that would like to say hello? Just unmute and say hello. Let us know you're here. Okay.
Welcome to Lulu's Way, Healthy Food, Healthy Life. My name is Nicole, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your host this evening. To keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you are speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way.
Beautiful. Thanks, Nicole. How are you tonight, Nicole?
Super.
Super.
I love this night.
It's a good night.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing tonight, Nicole?
Well, we had our information day on March 1st, so it's time to share how your month went, what your information told you.
The information, we use the scale as an informational tool. That's what Nicole is referring to, rather than it just being, am I good or am I bad? Did I have a good month or a bad month? It's just information to just let us know if what we're doing is working, and if we should just continue to do what we're doing. So it's information. I'm not gathering information these past few months because I've been on the road without a scale. I could go and find a scale, and it's not going to give me the information that I need because it's not the same scale. It won't be the same conditions. I like the same conditions. I like to weigh myself first thing in the morning, right after I pee, before I eat, totally naked. And I can't see anywhere in Florida that I'm going to do that. It's just not going to happen. And you know, every scale is a little bit different, so I just feel like it wouldn't be good information. So I just know that I am following my food plan 100%, and I feel really good. I feel all my clothes feel the same, and I'll just hope for the best for when I return home. But what I'm very confident in is that when I return home, if there's any fluctuation in my weight, that I'm out of range. Like, I have a 5-pound range, so I need to be out of this range in order for me to take action. And I just know that if I'm not in that range, I will take care of it. If I'm below the range, I'll bring myself up by adding food. If I'm over my range, like I was over my range last year when I came home from a long trip from Florida, I was like, well, hello 6 pounds. I guess I was just sitting on my ass too long on that beach. And this year I'm a little bit more active, so you know, we'll see if that's serving me well. But you know, when I get home, whatever the information I get, I'm going to take care of it. Like, I'm so confident in that I don't have to think about, for these 3 months, I don't have to think about, oh, am I up, am I down? It's like, you know, I'll take care of it. I'm confident that I will. And that's a really good feeling, that I don't need to worry about gaining my weight back. But in the right circumstances, I look every month. I like to see every month just to make sure I'm on track and catch it when it's 2 pounds instead of 6, you know. But if it's 6, I took care of it right away. So that's what I got from my weigh-in, my information day. I got no information. What about you, Nicole?
Well, my information is I did make it to Wonderland.
You did. I just got chills when I thought of that. You might say that. I just got chills. You did. You made it to Wonderland.
I did. So it was another month that was a little low, like it was 2.8.
Yeah.
So last month it was 3.8. The month before that it was 2.8. So another 2.8 month. But I got in. So I'm 199.8. I just made it.
You made it in. Oh, and let me ask you this, Nicole. When's the last time you were in Wonderland?
Well, I think I might have been 40.
40?
Yeah, and I was in Wonderland for like 2 months.
Oh.
And then I was back out of Wonderland again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a long time. And what I was thinking though now, just like this is it, I'll never be in any other number, hopefully my heart and all my work, I'm not going to be in the 2s, and I hopefully will never be under the 1s. So I'm in, the 1s now. So it is Wonderland. I'm really excited about it. So far it's been 16 months of Lulu's plan, and it's 81.2 pounds.
Wow.
So I'm super just psyched. And I was so thrilled to get to Wonderland. I thought it might take another month. I don't know. You never know. But yeah, it's really kind of a thrill.
And doesn't it feel so good that you can like just confidently say like, this is it. Like I know better now. I know exactly what to do. There's no more confusion. There's not like, you end a diet and you're just like, oh, I should be able to eat a little bit of cake now, and I should be able to have a little bit of this now, and like we can't lie to ourselves anymore. And it's so freeing, isn't it?
It really is. And yeah, it's a story that I used to tell myself all the time, like waiting for it to be over. So it's a new story now, and it's just super exciting. And Sheila, my Healthy Life sister, I don't think she can make it tonight, but coincidentally she lost 1.6 pounds and made it into Wonderland. We can't believe we made it together at the same month.
Oh wow. Oh, that's great. I get goosebumps. I'm so excited. Oh, that's good. And you guys have been healthy food, healthy life buddies since day one, haven't you? Just the very beginning.
Yeah, I think it was maybe the third meeting. Since the third meeting. So, it's just exciting. It's exciting for all of us to share this information, as you see on the Facebook page, and then here, it's just we're all moving in the same direction, and it feels good. Yeah. So we're supporting each other, no matter what the information says. So
yes, yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Excellent, Nicole. This is a big day for you.
It kind of is. My husband, when I go, our scale is upstairs on the second floor, and so on the first, I was going to walk up there, and he was right behind me and saying, "I'm coming along," and I'm like, "No, you get out of here. I'll report back later."
Oh, he's so engaged with that. That's so cool. That is so cool. And he keeps you in rice.
He does. He's the man who keeps me in rice, which is a pretty good man. And I was telling him, I came in here to kick him out because he works in here during the day, and I'm like, I'm going to need a new wedding ring because this one's my wing is getting loose.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, it's just like, woo. So just these little things are very exciting.
Yeah. Would you have it resized?
I probably would. Yeah. But I just wanted to put him on notice,
In case you to look for a different one, a different design, maybe one that has like loaded with diamonds or something.
Yes, my needs are increasing. Rice and diamonds.
You want a husband that's going to keep you in diamonds.
That's right.
I love it. He sounds like just a darling.
He kind of is, yeah. So
that's great. Thanks, Nicole. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's good.
So does anybody else want to share? We can share your information, and then after we've, done that, we can open it up for anything. Christy. Yay, Christy's back.
Hey, Christy.
Hi, everyone.
Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. I've been sick. My whole family has been sick for weeks.
Oh,
dreadful. So I guess that will help you maybe understand where I'm at. I did not lose any weight, but congratulations, Nicole. Amazing. Can't wait till I get there one day in the Wonderland. I actually gained 2 pounds. I did go off, not intentional, and I didn't beat myself up or anything when I did it. I did it a few times this week. Nothing too extravagant, not like bags of chips and things like that, but I went to bread more for like comfort, I guess, unexpectedly with all the sickness, and just had lots of saltines and bread in the house, and I caved, and it was not good. And I knew there was going to be some weight put on. I actually thought it was going to be more like 6 pounds or something, but it's a craving now that is, again, that I'm fighting with, because just getting back to not wanting it. So today I've done well, because I'm like, yay, it's Thursday, so it's in my mind, and I'm feeling better. My kids are just starting to feel better. My husband was the only one that hasn't got sick, thank goodness, because he's the only one that works, so it's a good thing he didn't get sick. But yeah, not any positives, but I'm not like depressed over it or saddened or any of that. Like, I've normally beat myself up a lot and just feel like it's never gonna end. But I'm just thankful it's not like I didn't go to candies and chips and cakes like I usually would. It was just literally bread and saltines that I had extra, like not like sliced bread, like, you know, the loaf kind of Italian bread. And we were just pulling it off in chunks and having it with soups. And first it was just my kids. And usually I'm like, okay, I'm not going to eat that because it's bread. And it's, you know, very addictive for me. But I caved and had it. And then it was just every day for the last couple of weeks. So unfortunately, I gained 2 pounds instead of losing. But as usual, I figured I would share my downs just in case there's anyone else out there, knowing that it happens. And yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Do you have an accountability partner from this group?
I do, and Pam is Pam. And I told her too, and she was there and encouraged me and everything, and just I don't know, I just kind of let it go out the window, you know.
Yeah.
So,
When you're eating bread and you want to eat the bread, then you don't want a partner.
yeah.
You don't
It
want the
wasn't
bread.
like I didn't
You don't want
fight
to call
it.
in the
Like,
bread
I didn't
police.
say no, don't eat it. I just kind of did it, and
Yeah.
I wasn't upset about it. It was just one of those things that happened. It was like,
Yeah, we usually don't plan that.
this
We usually
happened.
don't plan that because we don't want to do
No.
that, you know. And then a lot of times, the way that you cave and justify is to think that, you know, it'll just be this once. And if it was once, it probably wouldn't make a difference. But it's never once, you know. It's
Yeah,
never
no,
once.
and I knew it. I knew when it happened too.
Okay.
I was like, there was still more in the house, so I already knew. Okay, it's gonna be soup and bread again tomorrow. I kind of knew it. Once it happened, I was like, this. Okay, here I go down the windy road, because bagels, bread, crackers, all that has always been like harder for me than cakes and cookies and stuff. Like, of course, I love all the sweets, but I could say no to those sooner than I could bagel or bread. And
It's the same
here
thing.
in New York
It's the
City,
same thing,
it's
only
easy
different.
to get. I don't have to rush to the grocery store to get it. Literally, like 2 blocks from my house, which is like, I don't know, 50 feet maybe. There's 100 feet. I don't know. It's easy. You just go to the little bodega, the little store, and they have it there. So it's not like, oh, I have to drive to the store to get it. No, it's very convenient. So once it happens, it happens. And now it's, matter of fact, today, my husband even said, do you want extra money this week so you can get some veggies? Some more veggies? I'm like, yes, that would be great. So my family's very supportive. So when the decision was made and I ate it, it was all me, and it just happened, and I own it.
Yep.
But the sickness did not help. It was literally a comfort for me, and I didn't have the strength to say no, because we haven't had a lot of breads in the house since I've been eating better. And then when we all got sick, it just kind of got in here, and because everyone's like, we want bread with our soup, we want crackers with our soup, so I'm like, okay, fine. And then I thought I was going to be tough and have strong will, or whatever you want to call it, but it didn't happen. And there's nothing else I can say about it.
Right.
But I wasn't going to share it because it does sadden me, but I'm not going to get depressed about it, because then it stresses me more, and then I just want to keep doing it. So I just say, oh, well, it happened this month. It wasn't even like we were sick for 3 or 4 days. It was like 2-week long thing. My one son went to the doctor twice, because I'm like, it's not going away. What's going on? I mean, it was like fever, cough, everything. So between the 3 of us, it was kind of a little bit of a nightmare. But it happened, and I was like, you know what? Like I said last time, I know lots of us struggle, so I wanted to tell everyone, you're not alone. Just trying to get back on track is going to be the hard part.
Right. The hard part is just keep doing that hard part over and over. Like when you can just do the hard part, get it behind you, and hold on to it like it's worth gold, because it is.
Yeah.
You know.
I thought I was getting back to that part too.
Yeah.
One good thing is that it's becoming springtime, so it's feeling nicer out, and it makes you want to wear like t-shirts outside and stuff eventually. So it will hopefully boost my mentality of everything, hopefully, and not want to be feeling weighed down by eating the bread.
Yeah.
Because I do feel, even though I only gained 2 pounds, that's why I said I felt like I gained 6 or 8 pounds. It does feel like a lot of inflammation, like heaviness. Like I feel like I ate like 6 pies of pizza pies, like big, huge things of pizza, but I didn't. That's what it feels like, though. Like it's dreadful. So now the weather's getting nicer. Hopefully we don't get sick again. And if there's no more urges, hopefully. And also I get to go on a big grocery shopping spree tomorrow, so that's nice.
Get all the things that you need. Get all the things you need for a successful month.
Yeah. I'm gonna pig out on sweet potatoes instead of bread. Because I have switched that up, though. I'm like, my main meals, I'm not doing as much rice now. I'm doing sweet potatoes, or sometimes I love Yukon Gold, because it feels like, without putting anything on it, they taste like they're butter, and there's no butter on it, because they're just so soft. So I've been doing those a lot with vegetables. But it's all the in-between. It was the in-between with the breads and crackers.
And that's why this food plan, suggests no flour, not just no sugar, because the flour got you by the throat, just like the sugar.
Very addictive. Yeah, it is. You wouldn't think it is.
Well, it's because it turns to sugar.
It touches your tongue, and it's like, oh yeah.
And then it gets into your bloodstream, and when it gets into your bloodstream, it's the reaction is just as if it was sugar, because it just turns to sugar. So
very true.
Yeah. So hopefully you have a better month this month. We look forward to your weigh in April.
I will keep you posted.
Thanks, Christy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Christy. Hang in there, and thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
MF.
Hi, MF.
Hi. My weigh-in was 5.8.
Nice.
Good. And I'm at 299.
Well,
I am no longer 300.
So you're in what do
You're
we
in
call it?
Tudorville.
Tudorville. You're in Tudorville. Nice.
Finally. But
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I'm still like, yeah, get the mentality that was the last time I'll ever see that 3 at the beginning. Is
Nicole knows that.
Sure, but I'm working on it.
Nicole knows about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
She shares that here, shared that here before, that she's been in the 3s. Yeah. And you know,
How exciting.
And you don't have to ever see that number again. Keep
Nope.
going. So you're just working the food plan. You're just working the food plan, and you're committed to it, and you're just like, this is my time. For change. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good. And I love that we see you on Tuesday nights too, for the
Yeah, that's very helpful too.
yeah. Anybody that doesn't know about the Tuesday night meetings, we meet on the same exact Zoom link on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern, we study spiritual literature together. It's a nice big group. We've been together for about a year and a half, and we're just about to start a new book. March 18th, we'll start the new book. So come join that group if you'd like, because it's a nice complement to this, like taking care of yourself physically and taking care of yourself spiritually and mentally. It's just kind of goes hand in hand. It's a nice complement to each other, you know. It's just self-love, you know, just to really love yourself. Too much to want to hurt yourself with food anymore, you know.
Yep. Thanks for sharing, MF.
Yeah, good job. Great month for you.
Very exciting. Bridget, hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Bridget.
Congratulations, MF, and I feel for you, Christy. I'm starting to be on the slippery slope also myself, not because I was sick. I was very good when I was sick, but anyways, this month I lost 5.4.
Oh, good.
Yes, I think it would have been better if I didn't have 2 slip-ups. I had chips and chocolate twice lately. And I notice is when I come home from work, it's late, I'm hungry for my lunch. My lunch is, I just have to put it in the microwave and heat it up a little bit. But after that, I still feel hungry and missing something. Like I'm exhausted, I think. And I go for the junk. So
yeah, it's never hunger. It's not after you finish a meal. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not really hunger. It's just like you say, you felt like something was missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Something was missing. So I want to stop that. I want to nip it in the bud, because I think I would have lost a little bit more had I not have those slip-ups.
Was this your first weigh-in? Your first month? Or second?
Last month, I started in the middle of January.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and so altogether I lost 12 pound 8.
Yeah.
I started, I think, January 21st.
Yeah.
So February, I was 183, and now I'm 177.6.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be in the 70s, so I'm happy for that. I wanted to be a little bit lower, but my birthday is coming up, and I wanted to be a little bit lower, but maybe next month.
Yeah. So you still had a very good weigh-in.
Yes.
So obviously you didn't eat a lot of chocolate and a lot of chips.
No,
but
twice,
but the thing is that every time you
Yes, I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, every time you put that in your body, you just that's what's going to make you always be missing something.
And it didn't even taste good. It didn't even taste that good to me.
It's never worth it. It's never worth it. It always, the imagined idea of it is always much more delicious than it actually is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, the reason that you feel like something's missing is because you had it. So there's always going to feel like there's something missing, because you're going to just set yourself up for those cravings, especially with the sugar, Yeah,
but, it's hard because I live by my daughter, and they don't follow any plan. They eat whatever they want.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't buy the stuff, they did.
Yeah. And it was just they're calling your name. Yeah.
Yeah, the
You just need to
recording,
say,
yeah.
shut up. Shut up. Don't call me.
I shouldn't have opened that.
Don't open it. Don't open
Don't
it.
answer the phone. Don't answer the phone when that call comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. I had a question.
Yes.
Before I started, I used to eat Ezekiel bread, and I have some loaves left in the freezer. Am I allowed to eat Ezekiel bread?
Well, Ezekiel bread is a flourless bread. It says it technically
Right.
is not flour, but it is. It's. You can decide if you want it in your food plan. I don't suggest it, but it isn't. Technically it's not flour.
Okay, and if I decide how many
I
pieces?
would say 2 slices would be a serving.
Okay. It's just I don't want to waste it, but
Yeah.
I'll see if my daughter wants to eat it or whatever.
Yeah.
I also had tortillas from Trader Joe's. It's only corn and lime.
Yeah, but that's corn flour.
Yes.
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 So you don't want that.
Okay.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
The Ezekiel bread is it's a technicality that it would be on plan. I don't list it because you start having sandwiches and stuff, and then you'd be like, "There's something missing."
Well, I don't have sandwiches because I'm vegan. So what would I put on it besides, hummus maybe, or peanut butter? But I don't need too much of that peanut butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you make that your food plan, then that can be your food plan. But like I said, it's not.
And how can I get somebody that I could be accountable to?
Oh, you need to reach out to Nicole. If you could, Nicole. Does everybody have your name on the Facebook?
I think so.
Okay.
In Facebook Messenger, you can message me, Nicole Lynn Hayes, and I will I'll take your name down, Bridget, although you told me now, so I know. But send me the message, and then when I find someone else who would like to be a healthy life sister, I'll connect you to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or if there's anybody here that shares, and you think like, oh, this person, I like their their success, and I like their attitude, and you could just private message them right here on this Zoom, and just say, by any chance are you looking for an accountability buddy, because I feel like I resonate with you, or whatever.
Yes, because I was like, I need to talk to somebody,
Yeah. And also, whenever you feel like you need to talk to somebody, just make a post on the Facebook group, because you'll be surprised how many responses you'll get.
Okay.
Like you can say, I'm about to have chocolate. Where is the chocolate police when I need them? And see what happens. See what happens.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Bridget.
Thanks for sharing. Would anybody else like to share their information?
Yep, Stacy has her hand up.
Great. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Hello. Hi. Christy, I can sympathize with you because bread is my thing that I miss the most, and I bake it regularly for my husband. But one of the comments somebody made one time was that you don't stop a craving by eating what you crave, or something like that. And that really affected me, because I thought, well, if I eat this, it's only going to make it worse. It's not going to make it better. I don't know if that helps you. So I'm not sure exactly when I started LULU'S plan. I think it was around Thanksgiving. I was watching the van life stuff. And so my all-time high weight that I know of was in 2020, and I was 222. So I lost 4 pounds last month, and then 4 pounds this month. Okay. So I've lost, I think, 71 pounds since 2020. But it has been way better with LULU'S plan. I mean, it's so much easier. But the other thing I thought of when I saw that I lost 4 pounds was, I thought if I lose 4 pounds next month, then I will be what I weighed, 148, when I got out of the Marine Corps when I was in my 20s. And so I was hugely excited about that. It's just kind of weird. So I just wanted to share that. Also, I've listened to that cycle of overeating multiple times, and that has really helped me. In fact, I was in a kind of a stressful situation maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was just feeling like eating. I didn't go off the plan, but I was just really wanting to eat something. And I thought, why am I wanting to eat something? And then I remembered that cycle of overeating where Barb talked about when she did not have control of a situation, she would feel like overeating. And so I realized that I had been in a situation where things were kind of getting out of control, and I couldn't do anything about it. So just that awareness was really helpful to me. So I would encourage people to listen to that again. It might be helpful. So that's all I wanted to say. But thank you, everyone that comes here and shares information. It's so helpful.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Well, that's wonderful that you've lost 4 pounds this month. That's very good, and that you're enjoying the plan. And that cycle of overeating, we do revisit that from time to time, because it's a big. It just explains it. It just helps us to understand what's going on. It always starts with the feelings. There's always just something, and then the idea, like, wouldn't it be great, that soothing feeling that's going to come, Yeah. And then
but it's funny how it's like you really explained well the different phases.
Yeah.
I never thought about any of that before, but I could see how that was happening. But also, I did have another question about mushrooms.
Yep.
What are mushrooms considered? Are they considered like a condiment almost? Because they seem like they're super, super low in calories. So I didn't know
they're a
if
vegetable.
those were...
They're a vegetable.
Okay.
Use them as a vegetable. Yep.
Okay.
As part of your veggie, or your peppers, onions, mushrooms all together is good.
Okay.
Or you have a pound of mushrooms if you want. That would be an awful lot of mushrooms, because it would be like this many. Because once they're cooked, they cook down. All the water comes out of them. Yeah. But
okay.
Yeah. You could even make stuffed mushrooms if you wanted to get fancy. You could use...
I don't want to get fancy.
Oh, you don't do fancy?
No, I don't do fancy anymore. I lived in New Orleans when I was in the Marine Corps at the end of my Marine days, and I got fancy cooking down there, but I don't like to, I just like the simple stuff now.
Yeah. I was just thinking of stuffed mushrooms because you could get those big portobellos. Well, maybe not you, but if you're not into that. Yeah. But the big portobellos, weigh them all out. If you had, say you had 4 of them, and they weighed like 8 ounces, just say. You need 8 ounces of more veg. So just pick, like some onions and peppers and maybe some shredded zucchini. Cook all that up. Then add your rice, and then add your protein, whatever you pick. Dice it all up, and then make almost like a stuffing and put it on all 4 of them, and there's your meal. Doesn't that sound good? Oh,
my mouth started watering.
I just invented that right now. So I think I'm gonna have to do a video, except I don't have an oven to bake them in in my van. I don't bake and I don't have my little toaster oven.
You could probably do it in the Instant Pot, like on saute, and put the lid on, sort of, maybe.
Yeah, but one mushroom would be the size of the bottom of the...
I suppose.
Yeah. No, they need to be out so they get they dry out. You want them to dry out and get like crunchy. Yeah, like toasty on the top. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I'll make them, when I get home, I'll make them and I'll make a video.
I don't know if anyone's tried lion's mane mushrooms. They're a little more expensive. They're a treat. I've only had it once. It kind of looks like cauliflower in a way.
Oh, I've seen those.
My goodness, is that good?
Really?
And they slice and they're so chewy that, It's a real treat. So
That's good.
you
Yeah,
could
I
stuff a portobello with a lion's mane.
There you go. And I love like those trumpet, I think they're called trumpet or oyster mushrooms, the big fat ones that you kind of slice. The whole stem is this real fat. Those are good. Those are really good. I love those. Anyway.
But yep, veggie category.
Yeah.
So thanks
Thank
for
you.
sharing, Stacy.
Yes. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Okay, next we have Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hello. I know I don't really speak much because I'm kind of in and out, but I've been on this plan since July of 2024. So I started at 200 pounds. I'm 5'7", and I'm at 167 now. So
Nice. Good
very
work.
grateful. Yeah, very grateful. You know, I've been kind of stuck there. I mean, I'm not like devastated about it. And I know, I think Lulu, you had mentioned nuts. Like I love my cashews, and I do weigh it out, you know, but I think I have them, you know, too often, like every day. I don't know if that's what it is. And then of course a couple of the BLTs every once in a while, which I'm really working hard.
Yeah.
Generally I'm good, you know. I don't do it, but when, you know, with the family, and sometimes I just, little taste, and I know that's bad. So, but I haven't really gained, but I haven't lost more. So I would like to get to about 155.
So when you were not stuck and you were reducing, were you not doing the BLTs?
I was not doing the BLTs.
Yeah,
I probably wasn't having nuts as often, you know.
Yeah.
Like I literally will have I mean, I just love cashews. I'll have them like every day.
Yeah.
You know,
For those of you who don't know, BLTs are bites, licks, and tastes. We don't bites, licks, and tastes. We don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not gaining, but I'm.
Yeah,
I'm not
but no, it's interesting. You're not gaining because they're just BLTs,
right?
But they're stopping you from your goals. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So every time you go in for a bite, lick, a taste, you got to say, do I want the bite and the lick and the taste, or do I want my goal? Do
exactly.
I want to? Yeah.
You're right, and the joy of sticking to it is so much.
Oh
more.
yeah, it feels so good at the end of the day when you're like
little taste. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you really see like what's the value in that really? What does it do? What does it do? It just like, especially when it's just like a taste of something, it's kind of like, you know.
I know.
And
it's
then
like,
what? You just, who wants a taste? You just want the whole thing. You know.
It's fleeting, very fleeting. You know.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you know, I work a lot of hours, so in the summer my hours are less, right? So then I'm able to be so meticulous and diligent. Like in the summer I was so good because I could regulate my meal time so much more strict. But then with long hours come the fall and winter, my hours double basically. Because I teach and I also have a private practice. So I'm a physical therapist. So, you know, during teaching, you know, it's hard to keep that routine. And I think that's also part of it. Whereas in the summer, it was like coming off so easily because I could stick to my routine. I could stick to everything. And even though I bring my lunch every single day, I think the timeliness of my meals is throwing me off too. You know, in the summer I eat my breakfast and my lunch and my dinner, and I'm very like strict. And then once school begins, and I'm like kind of thrown off.
So when you have that new schedule, that's a long time to have a new schedule, like 2 seasons, right?
Exactly.
So you don't get into another routine?
I should, right? Like, well, what happens really is it sounds weird, but I eat lunch at 10:15 is my breakfast lunch combined. And then I have dinner regular time. So I think, you know, whereas in the summer I literally have breakfast at 6 a.m., lunch at like 12. You know, I'm very like.
So you just don't get a break at 12?
It's just, I'm teaching by 12. Yeah. So in the morning I start teaching at 7:45 in the morning. So like I literally just don't want to eat before I teach. When you teach, like people who teach, they know, like, you know, you're on stage. So, you know, sometimes when you eat, you know, you have your big breakfast, it's too much sometimes when you're trying to, for me, not for everybody, but for me, for teaching, it's hard to like eat then teach. You don't have time to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, I think that's why it's been difficult to, to drop more, So, I mean, I kept dropping September, October, but then it kind of.
Well, I mean, if you're just eating the same amount of food, if you're just having breakfast and lunch together and then dinner, I think you would lose. I think it's the bites, licks, and tastes, and maybe it's the nuts. I mean, it started getting me, because I was having them every morning, and now I've just limited it, so it's twice a week.
Twice a week. I remember you saying it.
Yeah. So, and then when I'm having it, it's funny. Like it's become like less and less romantic. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow is nuts day, right? And it's like at first when I stopped having them every day, because I love having the peanut butter on the rice cakes, with cut up pears on them or bananas or something, and I would be thinking about it the day before and being excited about it. And so now I got to put it on my calendar. Just so you know, Lulu, today you can have nuts if you want them, And but so it's just twice a week, and it's delicious, and I love them. But I was even having them for other meals sometimes too, just because they're real easy. Even like 2 ounces of almonds in a salad is good. That nice crunch in a salad. So I had to put the kibosh on that. It was either that or I was going to have to reduce in some other way.
Right.
Because I needed to reduce, and that's that just made sense to me. And even the avocado, I love avocados, and so now I've limited them to a half a day, because I would eat a whole one. I would have like a half of it at lunch and a half at dinner, and now it's like I don't do that anymore, because it's just too much fat and calories, just like the nuts, And I could have it. I would just have to, I'd have to change my grain to 3 ounces. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you have to just pick. You got to pick what you want. We all have different things that we want, and I just thought that, just having those 2 things limited. It's a miracle that I can even limit them. You know what I mean? Because some people can't.
Right.
And some people can't even have them on their food plan. I know some people that don't have any nuts or nut butters on their food plan because they just literally go nuts if they want. If it's like, it's almost kind of like a snack food for them. So it's like, when you're just mindlessly eating nuts from a bowl, they're not really thinking of them as like a protein, like a serving of protein, and they're thinking of them more like a snacky thing and trying to mimic that. And if you have that mentality, that 2 ounces is going to go quick, and it's going to mean nothing. It's going to mean nothing for that crunchy, snacky thing that you're going for, because you like that to kind of go on and on for a while,
Yeah, I do weigh them, but you're absolutely right. What I've done though, is I've roasted chickpeas. I'll roast them in the oven, and other beans, and that kind of gives me that little crunchy, meaty, flavorful topping for different things. So
have you tried? Have you heard me talk about those dry roasted edamame?
Yes. Because, I was actually going to get that. Yes.
Yeah, because that's a really good crunch.
Okay.
That's like that one. Like, it's really like when you crunch those, it's like loud in your head. That's what kind of crunch that is. And those are really good sprinkled on a salad. Because it's kind of like a crouton feel. And,
oh God, I miss croutons.
Yeah. Of course, like, the salads I used to have were, half croutons, half lettuce, and then half blue cheese dressing until it was all stuck together with blue cheese dressing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I had a salad for lunch. I don't know why I'm gaining weight. It's like I always wanted the blue, like the most fattening dressing there is. That's the one I wanted. I love the blue cheese,
I also find, like, if I attend these groups regularly, I am very inspired by everybody, and I get such great ideas from all of you.
Yeah.
And when I don't go, that's when I kind of go, more BLT. Like, but if I go, I get very inspired. Even it lasts me kind of the whole week. That I'm like, so I'm just so impressed with all of you, with your dedication and your motivation, and how hard you're all working,
Yes.
It's great to see.
And it's very
I'm not
helpful.
on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, so I don't,
Oh,
not like in there.
Yeah.
I was grateful because I saw your video and you would flash the little sign, with the so I'm like, oh, so I was able to get the information from I don't know, it was like earlier on, I guess,
Yeah.
so that was good.
There's a lot of people that don't have Facebook. They just email me and ask me how they get into my groups,
Right.
or how can they be a part of this group or the meetups, or they're like, can you tell me about the meetups? I don't have Facebook, and yeah, I'm going to need a secretary one day.
I know you're going to. I found you through van life because I'm retiring from the one job after next year, and so I've been dreaming of that for years. So I kind of found you that way.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm good. I'm glad you found us, and I'm glad that you shared with us tonight, because it's important that we hear it all. And just if anybody learned here today, just like, this is what happens, like, the weight will stall and the answer's clear, and it's just a matter of choice, and I'm grateful that you're not binging on this stuff,
Yeah, no, I've been pretty good with that. Yeah.
Good, and that you've taken a nice chunk of weight off. You must feel really good about that.
Feels really good. I had a back surgery like 2 years ago, and was forced into being not as active as I usually am, and just having the weight off is so freeing for, as you guys, for everything else, your joints, your back.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you,
Thank
Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer. Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Nice to see everybody. I know I have a job that gets off at 6:00 on Thursdays now, and so I've just been on my phone driving home. But today I went a little early, left a little early because I wanted to make sure I.
Oh, good.
But I miss everybody, and I miss seeing everybody.
Yeah, we miss you.
Thanks. Yeah, it's really good hearing everybody's story. And Christy, I'm really glad you're here this week because I was wondering where you were. And I just want to say my hat goes out to you because I was sick too. I got the flu. I was sick for 7, maybe. I mean, really, like, not eating, and I actually, like, I could only drink like chicken broth. I couldn't hold anything down. And I got nervous around day 5. I'm like, I was looking skinny, and I got on the scale, and I had lost 5.4 pounds in like 4 or 5 days. I was like,
and you're in maintenance.
I'm in maintenance.
Yeah,
I'm not
so
trying to lose.
Yeah, I know, we can't be having that. Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is crazy. So I was trying to think. I said, I just got to think, what can I hold down? And how you said you wanted bread. That's all I could think that I wanted was potato chips and ginger ale. You know how, like, that's when you got an upset stomach, like, that's what you think you want. So what I did was I got fresh ginger, and I just made myself ginger tea. And what really saved me that I could eat was I did baked potatoes, Yukon Gold, like you said, but I just cut them up and sprayed the pan, and I would bake them. And I was not weighing anything because I was just trying to eat as much as I could hold down, and I put salt on them. And that was like salt, like you were saying, you wanted saltines or something, and that, like, just the carbs and the salt, and then just having the chicken broth. So that really helped me. But it was a good 5 or 6 days that I really could not eat. But then when I started eating, like, everything was just running through me. And when I started, the first things I started to eat was just some cooked vegetables, like I boiled some carrots and what else was I eating? Yeah, I wasn't eating much. I didn't have any salads or anything like that. But anyway, little by little each day I was adding more vegetables and cooked only, and chicken. And so after about 10 days, things started to even out. So I can say that I am back on track. Like, I can eat. I had a couple of salads, and everything, I'm doing much better. I had a cough. That's going away. But anyway, if anyone really can't eat, don't do potato chips. baked potatoes and salt. That was it for me.
You
So
cut them like chips? You cut them just like thin slices like they were chips?
Just little squares. And
Yeah.
I just, you know how you bake them on the cookie sheet so the bottom's a little bit crispy?
Yes.
It was just perfect. And
Yeah.
I could, it was very satisfying, and it was something that I could hold down.
Yeah. So has any of that weight come back for you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm going to tell you. So overall, last month, I did lose 3.8 pounds, which I was not trying.
No, you don't.
So
because you're under your range now. Yeah.
I'm still okay because I was not sure if I was going to, I was, before all this started, I was, let's see, what was I? I think I was 145, and I was thinking I was just going to stay there. According to the chart, the Mayo chart, I could go down to my ideal weight would be 137, so I could go, either way. And I had wondered if I would try to get there. I didn't know if I would, but I tell you, it did feel good losing those 3 pounds.
Oh, so actually you went under your range, but maybe the range was a little higher than it could have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could have adjusted. So I think I'm feeling good.
That you'd like,
but I might still go down. Try to get to that lower range because I didn't feel when I was really dropping and not being able to eat, like that was scary.
Yeah.
I just felt so weak, but now I feel fine. Like I don't feel extra skinny or anything.
Yeah.
Losing the 3.8 pounds.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. Just not going to the potato chips and ginger ale was huge for me. Because I was so like, I thought if someone put them in front of me, I would have ate them, but I didn't. So that was just what I learned. And I think that Imagine brand chicken broth, it's low sodium, and it had vegetables and stuff, and they make it with vegetables. And I just drank a lot of that, as much as I could hold down. So that was my story. So I am still going to say that I'm in maintenance, because I think that's what I'm doing right now. If I we'll see. I'm not trying to lose weight at this point. If it comes off a little bit at a time, that'll be fine.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Huh?
I said, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, it was really, really something. It was really something. And coughing, yeah. And I was just going to comment on Ezekiel bread that had come up here. I have had Ezekiel bread because I wasn't sure how I was going to react to it. I was very concerned that I would just be wanting bread and wanting sandwiches and stuff like that. And I will say that I was okay with it. I could have 1 or 2 pieces. And if I went to the grocery store, I wasn't thinking, I got to make sure I have it. That did not happen, which I was very grateful for. So for me, I do still have it once in a while, but it's in the freezer. It's not something that I'm, like there's certain things I know that they can't be in the house because I have to eat them until they're gone, and I didn't have that reaction with the Ezekiel bread. So just for anybody that is concerned about trying it, but it isn't something that I want to have all the time. I do still like, all the variety of everything, not relying on that for my. Yeah.
The problem is when people are relying on that for the bread fix, bread fix. And then you're having like 2 slices in the morning, and then you're having 2 slices in the afternoon for dinner. And you're not having any other grains except that. It's like you just got this rotating loaf of bread going on,
Yeah.
And so it just can get kind of funny for people. And I just feel like, for me, it's like if that's not an option, then I pick all these different healthy grains and just have more variety.
Yeah, and I like how you have said that, because you can, if I was concerned that I would just get very limited. Like I was really cautious when I bought it, and was really trying to notice and listen to the effect it was having on me. And so anyway, I just thought I would just say that. And I'm trying to think if there's and I had also too, I had said one time I couldn't have oats. I was doing really, I had a hard time with grains, but I have tried gluten-free oats and I'm doing very well. I started off very little, but now I can have like a regular serving and they're fine.
Now that's interesting because I never knew that oatmeal had gluten.
I know.
Okay, until I saw, I like nuts.com. Have you ever been on nuts.com? And that's, I get my nuts there sometimes. And they also have different grains and stuff, and you can just pick all different size. It's like a bulk company. So like, you can say I want, a pound of oatmeal, or 5 pounds of oatmeal, or 25 pounds of oatmeal, And when I saw one day on the oatmeal, because I'll get like 10 pounds of oatmeal, and I'll just I put it in the food saver seal bags, and buy like in the 1 pounds, and I just have a storage of them. But I saw when I was shopping for it, I saw on the list gluten-free oatmeal, and I thought, gluten-free oatmeal? I never knew oatmeal had gluten. So that's when I learned that there's gluten-free oatmeal.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it anywhere except on nuts.com.
Yeah, Bob's Red Mill makes one.
Oh, okay.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
But if you are sensitive, which I thought it was just the grains. I thought I was just really sensitive to grains.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, I'm going to try the gluten-free. And so that's worked well for me. If anyone else may have that sensitivity, I don't know.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks,
And
Kathleen.
congratulations. Yes, Nicole, but I knew. But no, you're Wonderland.
Oh,
Wonderland.
Yes, I did a spoiler in Moving and Grooving on Sunday because everyone was, curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've wanted to ask you. I've talked to you a few times since the weigh-in day, and I've wanted to ask you, and I'm like, don't ask.
I know, and usually I send it to you right away because I can't, you don't even ask it, but I need you to know.
Yeah. And I was like, she's not telling me. That's either because she didn't make it or she did. I could have gone either. One or the other. So I was like, there was just no clues for me. I was like, I'll just wait. I'll be surprised.
I was thinking too, just about kind of some of the things I've thought about, like what I look at almost every week. I look at the cycle of overeating chart because I like that chart, because I have gone around and around that like a record, shoom, shoom. And now when I look at it, I really just know, like, don't ever let me get off of noon o'clock, because I just don't want to play that record anymore. And it is just the truth. That is such a true chart, and to hang it up where you can see it, even a couple places, because it just really is the truth, and it helps you to see it, you have it, you know what it says maybe, but just to look at it really helps. And then also that I have printed off the lies we tell ourselves, and I have that in my notebook here, and I also have it in where I hang my LULU'S food plan in the pantry. And I like looking at that too, just because I think I've told myself every one of those lies over all of my lifetime repeatedly, as the excuse for why I couldn't do it, and when you look at it in black and white, even though, again, you might know it or think, oh, yep, I read that once, but to look at it again and again just really kind of cements it in my mind. So those are just a couple things that might help, just to see it.
Is that in the files tab, Nicole?
I believe it is, because I believe it's out there on the Facebook page of the files tab.
Okay, if you go to the files tab, it would...
And I'll double check, because I know I pulled it and put it into something so I could print it myself. So I'll double check. I'm not sure, but I think it's there.
Yeah. If
someone can maybe look, but
yeah. Or if you do find it, maybe you can you repost it?
Yeah, or if it's not there, we'll figure out how to get it there.
Yeah.
I'll write that down.
Yeah. I don't know how to do that. I don't even know how all those files that are there. They just happened. Just by some very smart people.
And then one other thing is just a thought I'll share that I do for myself is every single meal I have, I just, in my mind, I feel like I'm punching a ticket to somewhere. And where is that going? And if it's a on plan 100% meal, which it has been, I feel like I'm going where my heart wants to go. I'm going to better health. I'm going to addiction-free living. You know, I'm going there today, not someday.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting that right now. And so, like, if I think about, when I think sometimes about what I'm passing up, like, oh, they're having donuts over there. Do I want to punch my ticket to go where that donut's going to bring me? Because it's not going to just bring me a momentary, like, yay, this was delicious. It's going to derail me and depress me and get me, like, off track, that I have to claw my way back, because I've done that from 18 to 55.
Yeah.
You know, I know where that's taking me, that punch on my ticket, and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't do it anymore, because it's that important. And I sort of feel like, you know, I'm 56. I know hopefully, God willing, I have a lot of time left, but I feel like time is running short for that monkey business that I used to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Life is so much better without that. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, oh shoot, I wish we lived in a different world where you could just eat that stuff and it was healthy and you didn't have to think about it. But that's not reality. You know, ignoring it got me to 312 pounds, you know, and I don't think I don't think I would live a very long life if I kept that kind of weight on me, and I know I wouldn't be happy. And so anyway, I hope that just helps encourage. I know sometimes I think it's, you know, yes, you wait for it and then you start doing it, but you have to sort of like pick a time. And I think the time is now, where you won't give up on yourself anymore. You know, you just won't do it anymore. And what, you know, and nobody can open your jaw and make you do it. You know, we all decide what we put in our mouths. You know what I mean? And just like, you're so worth it. Like, I'm so worth it. Even if I spent years not treating myself right, now I am worth it. So anyway, I hope that just encourages anyone who's struggling, because it is sort of a moment in time where, for me it was, and I know for you, Lulu, it was, where you're just like, no more.
No more.
And yes, I might struggle, and yes, I might be sad about it, but I'll get through that, because no more going that way.
Yeah. And you know something else, Nicole, when you were saying, like, you know, I don't want to live with all that weight on me and that feeling of weight. And, you know, even eating all that junk food that's like not even food really, right? All that ultra processed stuff and all the sugar and the snacks and all that stuff, fried food and all that. Even if you could eat it all, if I could eat anything I wanted and not lose weight, that's all the shit I would pick, right? And I'm not going to be a healthy person. Like, I might be a thin person because I can eat all the food I want and I don't gain weight, right? Oh, lucky me. But I'm eating all this crap, and that's like what my body is living on, right? So somebody wrote to me an email, and they asked me where this food plan originated, and I said basically it's like the Weight Watchers way back in the day, okay, when it was an exchange thing. So because look at the food plan, it's exchange. You're going to exchange this one protein, you're going to pick from the list, and you just put the things on the list, right? The thing that's different about this food plan opposed to Weight Watchers is that Weight Watchers always allowed for some junk and some artificial sweetener and substitute stuff, you know? So like, even though that diet works, if you follow Weight Watchers, you're going to lose weight, but you're just eating all that stuff. You're eating all that junk, and you're just keeping that those cravings and stuff alive, because you're not getting off the stuff, you know? So I just feel like it's like Weight Watchers, old Weight Watchers, not the points, but old Weight Watchers exchange, without all the sugar, without the simple carbs, just the complex carbs. If you don't know the difference between simple carbs and complex carbs, you might want to just Google that, just so you can learn about carbs. I think I did a video on that once. I forget. But just, because there's nothing, it feels really good to be in a normal sized body. And it also just feels really good to always feed yourself really good fuel, It just feels good. And it just happens to keep me at my weight. Well, it keeps me at my weight because even all the good food I'd eat too much, And that's why I need a plan that has quantities. I have to. Because I don't know. I've way too many times I thought I knew and I could just limit it, but no. Like when Kathleen was talking about those roasted potatoes, and I make roasted potatoes from time to time when I'm home. I get the little small Yukon Gold ones, gold. I think they're just called gold, and I cut them in half, and then I put them on a baking pan that's been sprayed the oil and all seasonings and stuff, and then they get all nice and crispy and stuff. But yeah, after 4 ounces, I've just started. So, but I don't have more than 4 ounces, and it's just like, it's like I want the whole pan. I want the whole pan, and I don't, because I won't, and it doesn't like kill me not to, because I've just accepted it, like Nicole was saying, just accept. This is what I'm doing. If I have 4 ounces of these, I'm punching a ticket to somewhere. If I have the whole pan, I'm punching the ticket to somewhere else, right? But just those little moments remind me that I'm a foodie, even without the sugar and the all the fried junk that I always loved fried, everything crispy fried, dunked in tartar sauce, and I just, that was me, If anybody said, I'd say, this is what I want on my deathbed. I want a fried clam plate with extra tartar sauce and a pack of Marlboro 100s and a bottle of vodka with some diet cream soda. That's what I wanted on my deathbed.
Forget about visiting with people.
Oh, no. Just bring me those things. That's all I want. Then I'll be on my way. But I don't say that anymore.
Whole bellies or strips, Lulu?
Bellies. Bellies.
Whether or not I like you or not, it's going to tell. Whole bellies?
Whole bellies.
Strips?
Whole bellies.
Whole belly. That's my girl.
Yeah. From Kelly's, that roast.
Not that I eat them, but
from Kelly's roast
I
beef. From Kelly's.
I was just going to say it's Kelly's.
Kelly's roast beef on
Kelly's
on Revere Beach. Yep. Yeah.
I'm in Minnesota, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay. No, if you know Kelly's, oh boy. Kelly's was my place. And they make clam plates like this big. Like they're like not even human, right? And I remember one time I went there and I was so afraid that I was going to be finished with one and I was going to wish that it wasn't over, so I got 2. Yeah. Nobody does that. Not even a 400-pound guy doesn't get 2 clam plates at Kelly's. But Lulu did. Lulu did, and I think I was smoking in between them. So there's redemption for all of us. I mean, I don't live that life anymore, but I did live that life, and it did not serve me well at all. And so when I just got the bug. I got the bug like Nicole has. I got the bug like Pam has, and Kathleen, and all you others that are doing it. It's just like, yeah, this is which way I want to go on the train. That's where I'm going. I'm not going that way anymore. It was a good analogy, Nicole.
Well, okay, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. I had a hard time getting on with the technology, and my iPad is updated, and I just I don't know if any of you get frustrated with technology, and I'm like, I grew up as a
never. Oh, God. It's the story of my life.
When something happens, I just get I can feel pressure in my shoulders.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, it's like when I have to be online or on the phone with Apple or anyhow, insurance. Anyway, I usually have a work client that I have at 4:30 to 5:30, and I didn't have that person, and I have all this energy because when I'm coming to, I check in later sometimes with you all, and I'm so exhausted. So I'm thinking I might change this person so I can come on time because it's so good to be here.
Yeah,
it's really good to be here. And what I wanted to say, I'm motivated because I did go to my doctor for my annual exam, and my weight is good. I can lose some to be on the lower end, but my bad cholesterol is high. I've never had bad cholesterol, and also my blood pressure is like at the level 1 risk. And I thought, what? And I've moved to Madison, Wisconsin, and since I've moved, and I have had arthritis flare up throughout my body, and it's like, oh, great. I feel like a 110-year-old grandmother. And since COVID, I work remote, and so I'm not getting out. And the moving thing, I related to you when you were saying you weren't moving as much when you were in Florida. So I need to move, and I don't know why this cholesterol went up, except that I like butter, and that's just fat. Butter is just fat. And so I do have avocado oil, but I love potatoes with butter. Oh my gosh, melted butter. I don't know if is there a measurement for butter that you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, I think butter is on the food plan. It's a tablespoon at lunch, tablespoon at lunch, tablespoon at dinner. So you can still have your butter, just not a half a stick.
Not like taking a great big thing. Yeah. So, but I'm more motivated to lower the cholesterol, which, and it might be all movement and exercise related because I don't do that much. And when you started doing your exercises on your mat, like your physical therapy type exercises, those are so similar to mine. It was like, oh, I did those a few times. I watched you and I did them with you. And that was so inspiring. So thank you. Okay. And your tap dancing is so inspiring. Some of the stuff is challenging because I like to dance, but I have this arthritis, and some days are better than others. So glad to be here though. Yeah. And I hope to come to a meetup sometime. I have a Chevrolet Equinox. It's like a SUV and it's black. I thought, why did I get a black one? Because then it would be really hot. So anyhow, I really wanted to do it, and I'm getting more and more wanting to do it. And my family's like, Sarah, you're not a camper type person. You're like a 4-star hotel person, So they're just, and my nephew goes, Sarah, or Aunt Sarah, I don't think that's really you.
But for some reason you're drawn to it.
I'm drawn to it. And also the financial piece, I'm working less hours. And so everything's getting so expensive, rent. So, and I relate to the people that talk about it's expensive, life is expensive. And so renting this place is expensive. But I am drawn to it. So
yeah.
I'm rambling, but it's good to be here.
So as far as the arthritis goes, I mean, do you eat like a lot? You must know that if you have arthritis, you must know the difference between like inflammatory foods and non-inflammatory foods. Ones that there's actually foods that can help reduce it, and then there's ones that promote it. So
yeah, I need to probably look that up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly what they are. I know that there's is it Barb? Is it you that has the arthritis? Yeah.
Well, and you know what? I went to a mindfulness. I've been doing mindfulness and teaching it for quite a long time. And I went to like a review, and it was 7 weeks, and it was so good. Just paying attention on purpose in this present moment. That's what life is all about, rather than being in the future worrying about money, or being in the past looking back like, oh my gosh, I can't believe all that happened to me. So that mindfulness is a good thing with pain too, and exercise, physical therapy. But I will look up non-inflammatory foods, because people in that group were talking about that too.
And do you follow this food plan?
Yeah, I really do. I haven't been eating well because I've really had pain bad. And then I just like have some cottage cheese, or my dogs eat better than me. And, or potatoes, or I keep the frozen mixed vegetables in my freezer, and I have one of those most every day. And like some meatballs or some chicken. So it's good. I just have to remember to eat earlier in the day.
Barb, were you going to share?
Yeah. So Sarah, for me.
Oh, hi, Barb. I didn't know you were on.
Hi, Sarah.
Thank you.
For me, getting rid of certain types of foods has made my arthritis pain go away. I still have arthritis. I showed my hands. I still have the arthritis in my hands, but they don't hurt, Sarah.
Really?
No, they don't hurt at all. And they were hurting a lot until I started this food plan. And the key for me was getting rid of gluten.
Yes.
Getting rid of ultra processed foods.
Yes.
So like so sticking to a whole foods diet.
Yes. Yes.
So anything that's got something in it that looks like you might use it in a chemistry lab.
Yes. Right.
Even if it's citric acid, because it's man-made, right?
Yes.
If it says lemon juice, which is the same thing as citric acid, but citric acid is man-made, and therefore there's potential for impurities in there.
Yeah.
I stay away from it, and my hands don't hurt.
Well, staying away from the trans fats, I think, and inflammatory.
Well, you shouldn't even have to worry about trans fat if you're on this program, because there's nothing in there. Trans fats are in things like the non-food group called Doritos.
Yeah.
Right? That's where your trans fats are, right? In stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is not a food group. It's not even a food. It's a horrible thing that the industry has purported as something that's good for you, which it is not.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
So that's the ultra processed foods that you have, that I don't even go near is that kind of stuff. And
what do you buy for grains? Because getting off of bread, I had Ezekiel bread, but I've been eating Ezekiel bread probably 30 or 40 years, but I can take it or leave it, like that one other lady was saying, and it just kind of stays in the freezer. And I think that has gluten in it, perhaps.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Sarah,
if you mentioned take it or leave it, I would leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sarah, you mentioned meatballs. Meatballs usually have breadcrumbs in them, so that would be gluten.
Oh.
That would be gluten. Meatballs. Yeah, meatballs are not on the list. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it also has sugar in there. Sugar is the other thing.
Yeah, I bet you're right. I think
sugar is highly inflammatory, so you need to remove all sugar from and that means reading a lot of labels. But again, if you're doing this program, it's all whole foods, so you don't really have a label. There's no label on an apple.
Right.
There's no label on a delicata squash, right?
I think because I live alone and I'm working or whatever, I just go to the grocery store and in the delis where they're selling, chicken breasts, or they're selling these Italian meatballs.
And they all have ingredients that you don't know what it is. Yeah.
I mean, it's the preservatives, Sarah. It's the preservatives that are also inflammatory, and those preservatives are in anything that's quick and easy like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know it's a lot of work, but once you get into the groove of making your own food and eating a whole foods kind of meal plan that Lulu has,
yes,
you will be surprised at how fast your body will heal itself and stop hurting.
That is, thank you, Barb. Thank you. So as far as grains, like what do you do for breakfast?
Oatmeal.
Oh, you do oatmeal.
Oatmeal. I do like rice. I cook rice and eggs.
Oh,
So the thing about oatmeal is oatmeal technically is gluten-free, but some say it's gluten-free and some say it's not because of how it's grown.
yes.
It's grown next to wheats and things, and they can cross-pollinate, and so they can't guarantee it's gluten-free.
Ah.
So if you see something like Bob's Mill, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Somebody said that earlier. Bob's Mill.
Yeah, that's a gluten-free oatmeal, and it's in fields where they won't be cross-contaminated with other wheat products.
Okay.
So for me, I can just buy normal oatmeal, and I don't have a problem with that.
So you just Bob's oatmeal? Or
what's that?
Get like the
I don't use Bob's, but I just use regular. I use instant oats.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought you were gluten-free, Bob.
I am gluten-free, but not for oatmeal.
Oh, okay.
Because oatmeal technically is gluten-free.
Okay.
But they won't call it gluten-free if it's grown near fields.
I see what you're saying.
Contaminate it.
Okay.
But there's such a small amount, Lulu, that
you don't react to it.
I don't worry about it.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, and I need to get into the grains because I don't eat a lot then, because I used to just have a piece of Ezekiel bread.
If you just follow the food plan, if you just look, it will tell you exactly the proportions to have and the choices. You look for your sweet potatoes, all different kinds of sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. There's rice, there's wild rice, there's basmati rice, there's jasmine rice, there's all kinds of different rice. And
it doesn't even have to be brown rice. That's the beauty.
Yeah, I use white basmati.
Oh, I love it. I actually get it frozen, and it's only 3.30 minutes for this packet to get steamed.
So watch that. So I'm not saying it is, but look at that package that's frozen.
Yeah. Yes.
And look for your ingredients. And then unless it just says rice, it could have other things in there like some kind of preservative so that it lasts.
Well, and one good point, my son, who's 30, he called me a month ago and he goes, "Mom, you have to get off gluten. That will get rid of this pain and headaches when you're in bed." And he said he can't eat barley or oats either. He has an allergy. But I don't know about barley. I don't know that I eat it that much. But anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, some people don't have to worry about the gluten, but I do. I do too. Yeah. So you have to stay away from things like farro, because farro has gluten in it.
Farro is wheat. Yep.
Okay. There may be a couple others that I don't know, but
quinoa would be a good one to have.
Oh, I like
quinoa is a great one.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is just so good to see both of you. I haven't seen you, and you're probably just.
Oh, I'm here. I'm stalking in the corner, making sure Lulu's being good.
Are you continuing to add up all of the calories and nutrients and everything?
Bob and her numbers.
On your spreadsheet, I keep thinking.
Yeah. Me and my numbers.
Yeah.
No, I actually never count calories or anything like that. Who was doing that?
Somebody was checking the nutrition of everything.
Oh, you know who that is? Is that Seattle Sue?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Seattle Sue who was doing that. I don't.
She puts everything.
That's the other beauty of this plan is that you don't have to count calories and
right.
The only numbers you need are the numbers on the scale.
Yeah, because
that's the food scale.
And the calories will be different every day depending on what you pick. Some things are higher than others. If you're picking white fish, then it's going to be less than if you're picking steak. Less fat, less calories, everything. So it's like that's another way you can make adjustments. If somebody was talking about being stalled, Jennifer, being stalled, it's like is another way that I will pick up a weight loss if I need to get my weight down. Is to just start looking for the lighter options, because you're still going to get the protein grams with a piece of cod, but you're going to have more than half the calories in fat.
Right. So I was actually thinking about these meatballs the last couple of days because I put 2 of them in like Pyrex dishes and then I take them out as a meal. But I thought, this is a lot of red meat to have every other day. Plus,
with your cholesterol numbers these days, you might want to look at that too. Yeah.
Is red meat's bad for cholesterol?
Right.
And eggs?
That's the saturated fat.
Okay.
I've heard different things about eggs. You know something? Really great documentary on eggs. I learned everything about eggs on this. I'm going to have to try to remember the guy's name. And I have a link to the video. It's like a 15-minute video. It taught me everything about eggs, and they do talk about the cholesterol and that kind of myth behind that. But like I think,
fantastic.
But for somebody with the high cholesterol, I mean, I don't have high cholesterol, but somebody, I would think that you would think that this documentary was great. And I just learned about all the different kinds of eggs and what all those labels mean. The cage free and pasture raised.
I would love that.
Yeah.
There's a genetic predisposition. My mom's really thin and she's got high cholesterol too and takes medicine, but I don't want to have to start taking blood pressure.
No. That's like Nicole talking about like that you'd be punching a ticket to go to the CVS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to go there. You don't want to go to CVS all the time.
Right. Yes.
You
Is
know?
that egg thing something you could post on Facebook for us, or do you not want to put it there? Maybe.
Oh yeah, no, I will.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I think I have before.
Well, thank you for all the time
Yes.
I feel it was a gift, so I really appreciate it.
Good. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to avoid the train to Walgreens. We're going to avoid that train. You want to miss that train.
Okay.
Yeah. Right, Nicole?
Barb, that's right. We want to go where we want to go.
Right.
Well, yeah, because I do go to CVS regularly, and I want to get out of that. And some of it's not narcotics, but pain related.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you don't want to add the bottles.
No.
Any more bottles? No. And you've been given the information.
Yes.
You've been given the information, and then now you have your choices. You have choices,
And one day at a time.
And like Barb says, you got to read your labels. Read your labels. Because if you read the labels of the meatballs, you'd see that it's got gluten in it, and that you don't want to be contributing to your.
You know what? And I'm thinking, like, Sarah, why didn't you think of this? You've just been having these meatballs, and they're from the deli, and for some reason, you're thinking these are good for you.
Yeah.
But no, it's red meat, and I'm sure
it's breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, yeah. And
okay.
cheese.
Hey, Sarah.
Yes.
Quick question: Does the meatballs have sauce on them?
Yes.
So the sauce has sugar in it. I'm almost 99% sure it does.
Yeah, I bet, and it has like some shredded cheese on it, and
that's cholesterol.
Yeah,
that's cholesterol.
That would be very difficult to have on this plan. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, and then
just check the file section and look at the plan, and it's good.
No, this was just like a light bulb moment.
Good.
Thank you.
Stace has her hand up.
Wonderful shares. Yay, Nicole. I already knew too because I was privy to the information on Sunday when we were moving and grooving. 8 a.m. on the West Coast, in case anyone's wondering. It's 8 a.m. on the West Coast, which is great. My quick little just share is about Ezekiel bread. I'm vegan, so it is a part of my life. I only use it if it doesn't become a problem. I have more of a problem with rice cakes because there's something about rice cakes in my blood sugar that don't work well. But just if anyone, I do this sesame one over the 4.9 one, but they all, as far as I know, they all have wheat gluten in it. They also have, I believe, barley. So it's sprouted, but still, it's just to be aware. And like we said, read your labels. The reason I choose Ezekiel over rice cakes for me is because it has other things. It has fiber for me. It has a little protein. It has some nutrients and stuff. But I'm not encouraging anyone to do that. Stick on Lulu's plan. But just since we were talking about the Ezekiel bread, and it's come up several times in conversation, that as long as it doesn't call you like anything, just like we were talking about the nuts, just peanut butter, like there's certain things you just have to know what doesn't call you or doesn't become, like Lulu was saying, like this kind of compulsive eating thing where it's snacky. And sometimes the Ezekiel bread could fall into that category. I feel like rice cakes could too if you're not careful. So anyway, I just wanted to mention, since people are talking about sensitivities and stuff, that it does contain wheat gluten, that I do know. So that was all I wanted to share.
So it's flour free, but it's not gluten free.
Right. It is flour free, but it does have gluten in it. It's all of it is sprouted grains, but there is wheat gluten in there. There's wheat, sesame, and soy, I believe, in there. So
yes, okay.
So that would be helpful for you for the arthritis too.
Taking it off. I'm not gonna eat it anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just gonna throw it out of the freezer because I need freezer room.
There you go. Thank you, Stace.
Liz, did you want to jump in?
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I don't talk much because it's so nice to have all the new ones participate and ask questions and everything. And I want to make sure that they get their questions answered, so I don't want to take up the time. But so I'm still in maintenance and I'm just happily going along. And I just wanted to add that if there's a food that's on the plan and it starts to drive you crazy, like for me, those Lundenberg rice cakes, I had them one time and I went through the whole bag.
Oh.
And so I said, well, I can't have those anymore.
No.
Early on. And so I do have them. I found a way that in a controlled environment, I can enjoy them. I enjoy them once a week on Fridays, and they are locked in my office, in an office cabinet in my office. So, I mean, if there is a food that, drives you crazy, but you want a little bit of it and you can control it, that's an idea. I mean, keep it at work where it doesn't call your name. It doesn't call me at all week long, and I can have it as part of my breakfast on Friday morning, and I look forward to it, and then that's enough. And then I know, I'll see you next week, Yeah. Also with the nuts, same thing with the nuts. And so I enjoy nuts too much. I was having them every day. And I noticed I was still in my range, but my weight was going up. And so I said, no, you know what? It's the nuts. I know it's the nuts, because if you love it that much, then that should be a signal like, oh, it's starting to own me. Yeah. Rather than me eating this food for nutrition and to keep me healthy, it's starting to take control up here. And so when I notice that about myself, then I take measures. If I want to have it, then I'll put it in a place where I can only have it in a controlled environment, like at work, or I have in the past, I have thrown it out because it's calling me too much. Yeah. And it's a weekend and I can't bring it home. I can't bring it to work, but no, I will throw it out. So anyway, I hope that helps people. Because ultimately we want to have food be part of our life and keep us healthy. We don't want it to be our life, right? So, and that's something that is a constant learning thing, and I want to be in maintenance for the rest of my life. I don't want to find that weight again. So I hope.
Thank you, Liz. Yep. That's a good point. Yep. You said it perfectly. You don't want anything to own you. Like if it's just owning your attention, your thoughts, it's like, it's just not worth it. Yeah. Get rid of it. Yeah. Thanks, Liz.